think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. Oh my goodness. Like, imagine when things, Murphy's Law, when things can go wrong, they will. Get up, camera's not working. I've been trying to work on changing the software and, but we are here. We are going to get into it. So, if you do not know by now, I am your host of the show and of the channel. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. So, let's get into. Look like it's bleeding. A little bit bloody. No. Anyways, let's get into the show. We are pressed for time, so we are going to get into it right away, not waste any time. Reminder, we have our API testing coming out at noon today. So looking forward to seeing you there. Very good overview concepts and the idea and theory about how to do API testing. Going to be an amazing video. So I really suggest that you get there. And then tomorrow night, we're going to be going live focused on API testing. Might be using a new software. Not sure yet. We shall see. All right. But let's not waste any time. Let's jump into our news for today. Let me put this up right here. Let's put our timer up as well. And let's jump to it. Hopefully with this new software, things work a lot smoother. So we shall see. We shall see. I get really, really annoyed when I see things freezing and stuff like that. So, it is what it is. Let's get to it. So, all right, let's start our timer. And shout out to you, Pluto, for being here on time while I am the one who was late. Let me do this like that. And I'm going to give myself a. Drop this in the chat. Let me actually pause the timer. Let me do. This is going to be for the API testing. Let me go back to here real quick. And let's go to. There we go. And do me a favor. If you are coming in here, let me know your age, location, tech area of interest as well. All right. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, let's do it. So we are going to go here. And the first story, I'm going to start the timer over. So, first story, Scrabble gets Gen Z friendly update. Shout out to Gen Z and their Scrabble updates. Mattel is rewriting the Scrabble rules for a new generation. In response to data suggesting that Gen Z is less competitive than the pre-1997 set, the toy maker is releasing a new version of the 75-year-old board game that's faster, more collaborative, and less intimidating. But originalists should hold their expulsions. Is that the word we're looking for here? Talk about a big word. He's trying to make it easier for Gen Z. My goodness. The new Scrabble Together, which dispenses with competition and turns word formulation into a group effort, wouldn't replace the original game. Its board is two-sided and accommodates both modes of play. Plus, it will be played primarily by Queen's English speakers, as it's available in the UK, but not the US. Well, Mattel holds the European license to Scrabble, but the brand is in Hasbro hands stateside. Gen Z may have a point about toning down the competition. According to a Mattel survey, 49% of Scrabble players have attempted to make up a word. I thought that was the whole point of Scrabble. I am not an avid Scrabble player, but I thought, as you can tell with me and my 3-syllable words, but I thought that the whole point of Scrabble was to find words and then you make up a word and then you look into the dictionary and say, oh, that's not a word. I don't know. I could be wrong. But it's going to be more team-based, more friendly, less competition. So less of a Tech Coach Ralph channel game. All right. Let's move on to our next one. So Puck, not sure who Puck is, but we're about to find out. Puck invests in art intelligence or artelligence. Get it right. Artelligence. All right. News platform Puck has entered the art world, Axios reports. It's bringing the Substack newsletter Artelligence into the fold and will likely rename it to Wall Power, marking Puck's first acquisition of an existing newsletter. Artelligence, authored by longtime art director and journalist Marian Maneker, tracks the art market worldwide and has amassed roughly 32,000 free and paid subscribers. Pretty good. Puck is planning a marketing push over the next few weeks to lure loyal newsletter followers. Longer term, Axios notes the Artelligence acquisition is a test case for bringing influential voices from industries outside of tech, Hollywood, and politics to Puck. Very interesting. Well, good luck with that, Puck. Next up, Cruise returns, but with drivers. Cruise's self-driving automobiles are returning to the streets after a 5-month absence, but this time they will have humans in the driver's seat. The General Motors subsidiary ceased operations after a San Francisco robotaxi that we reviewed on this channel. Hit and dragged the pedestrian. That pedestrian was hit by a hit-and-run driver first and knocked into the line of sight of the Cruise vehicle, and the Cruise vehicle drug him, a few feet after it realized that there was someone in its line of sight. And this happened in early October. The accident, blamed on a software issue, ultimately led to CEO Kyle Volk's resignation and a 50% drop in the company's share price. For their reintroduction into the society, the Chevy Bolt-based vehicle will hit select cities for geo-mapping purposes beginning in Phoenix, Arizona. Tesla CEO Elon Musk just announced that EV makers robotaxis will debut in August. Waymo recently expanded its robotaxi service into Los Angeles and said it will start operating in Austin, Texas by 2025. So this is interesting because this is just a taxi at this point that has a regular human in it, and it's going to mostly drive itself. So now if it gets so good at driving and then the taxi and the human driver sitting in the front seat, what if they just start to look at their phone or Instagram, or, and I don't recommend you do this, don't watch the Tech Coach Ralph channel while driving, but what if they are really into it, and they start watching it, and they end up like not paying attention, and now we have the whole situation all over again? I don't know. Are human drivers better than robot drivers? That is the question. All right, let's get into our last one before we wrap it up for today, okay? So, inflation likely sticky in March. A key price gauge to be released early Wednesday is likely to show the pace of inflation picked up last month on the back of higher gas prices. The Consumer Price Index is expected to rise to an annual rate of 3.4% in March from 3.2% in February, according to a survey of economists by Markets Insider. Excluding such volatile items as fuel, however, the gauge for forecast to decline slightly to 3.7 from 3.8. Sticky inflation and signs of economic strength, such as the blowout jobs report Friday, are prompting investors to push out their expectations for interest cuts. I don't know. Sometimes when I read all these numbers, I'm not sure if they're good or not good, but inflation likely to be sticky in March. I don't know. Is inflation being sticky a good thing or a bad thing? Let's see what this says, because maybe I should be cheering instead of that. So let's see. It's CPI's inflation day in the U.S., where the consensus forecast is looking for the monthly price increase to moderate from 0.4% to 0.3% for both the headline and core measures. Also watch for sector performance, including the extent to which inflation in the services sector is moderating, an important issue given what is likely to be the continued reversal in the goods disinflation that has done heavy lifting in bringing high inflation down. So I guess my ultimate question is, will the price of eggs go down? Will a gallon of milk's price go down? I think that's what we really want to know. When we see all these numbers and sticky and not sticky and whatever, it's like, all right, how much is it going to cost me for a pack of eggs? So anyways, let's get back. So we have Darcel in the building. Good morning, Darcel. Hopefully you are doing well. How did your daughter sleep in her brand new bed? Let me know. Did she thank you? Did she celebrate you like we celebrated you yesterday? Let me know. And Pluto, yes, I am on now. So many technical difficulties, as I mentioned yesterday, working on transitioning software, and I think it was messing with my computer, but we are here. We're here. So thank you for keeping me accountable, Pluto. Thank you. Appreciate it. We just got through our news. We are about to get into our code, and we will go for 20 minutes. You know, we are running late today, so we're not going to keep us here for the whole entire morning. Although I would love to continue working on this, but you know, it is what it is. All right, let's open this up and let's put up our 20. Let's see what Pluto said before you do that. So, Darcel says she did not want to get up. Wifey tucked her in snug. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That is a beautiful story. And Pluto says, I don't think that's the right question. Nothing goes down since people didn't boycott and kept buying. Inflation slightly lowers, but the price won't decrease. No point. That is a good point. That's a good point. I mean, the question I asked is what people want to know, but I agree with you. It's never going down. It's never going down. Although, you know, for food and stuff, the prices they waver up and down. But it's like it's like if let's say you were paying $2 for a dozen eggs, right? And then all of a sudden they're at $6. So now when the price goes down to like 4, you're like, oh wow, the price of eggs are going down, is going down. But the price still doubled though from 2 to 4. It just went up 3 times when it was 6. So I totally agree with you. But that little slight decrease in price, and we're like, oh wow, it's going down. Like, yeah, but we're still paying double. So totally get you. And it's just, if people want price to decrease, don't buy it. That's I guess that is a way to decrease the price. That is fair. That is fair. All right, let's get into our coding for today. I already have everything started up. Camera's working, sound's working. I'm gonna have to get everything ready. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm still seeing if I'm gonna be ready to try out the new software tomorrow. We shall see. But if you haven't done so already, do me a big favor: like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live. And let's jump on our 20 minutes right now. All right, let's go over. So application is started. We have everything up, and I like this view that I put up here because we are able to have our code and have our calculator all in one window here. And let's minimize that. Okay, so when we left off, so this is what I ended up doing the other day, right? After we jumped off, I went ahead and so the problem that we had up here was that we're setting all of this. So I would have to set this over again. And I said, I'm just gonna go straight into it so we don't have to. And I'll probably like I said, there's gonna be a lot of refactoring that we have to do here, but it's okay to refactor because we have our test. And whenever something fails, we just have to fix it. But the good thing is, like here, we have everything running. So if I run this, and it should pass at this point. And it's running through everything. So on this step, after you put in all the information, it's going to make sure that this is the time that's or the value that's set for the hour, minute, second. And then we don't need this one because we are entering valid. Am I on the right test? Yeah, I'm on the right test. So here we're doing the clear button. So we don't need this. This is old. It's for the other test. And should be done soon. I'm just getting rid of some code that we don't need because here we're doing the clear button, not the dismiss button. It always seems to run a little bit slower on the first one, right? But it's going to pick up. Pluto says it is all a facade. Ha ha. Business and government in bed, destroying the middle class. Well, and that goes to what you're saying. If you don't want the price to decrease, don't buy it. If you do not want the government to destroy you as a middle class, then you're gonna have to elevate outside of the middle class as well. I think there are. It's always gonna be a battle, right? It's always gonna be a battle. So here we go. So this ended up running and passing. And the way it validated here because it says an hour of your time is worth 0, a minute of your time is worth 0, a second of your time is worth 0 because it reset. So good stuff. Now our next test is test the clear button for the calculator of the activity cost, right? So what we're gonna do here, we're going to just so we can see what we're doing, and this is why it's good to have this emulator up here. It will let us type into it. Let's minimize this. So let's start here though. We're going to say doo-doo-doo-doo. Widgets. And we're going to say activity, or not the activity cost calculator. Yeah, activity time cost resets when field is cleared and we're going to say here tester async. This is gonna have to go in here too. Tester async. Just like that. Perfect. Right. And then typo. We can start taking from up here. So we're going to say all the stuff can stay the same. We can go all so let's go here. So we're going to go into, so what I'm saying is we're going to load the app and we're going to say we're going to add 100K field and we are going to and then we can go straight into this. What is that? Who is calling me at this? Who in the world is this calling me at this time? Let's decline that. Don't accept calls at 9 a.m. or at 8 a.m. Who calls you at 8 a.m.? No idea who that is. Anyways, let's keep going. So, all right. So, what this test is going to do, we're going because the thing is, when we reset this, we want all of these to stay the same, right? So we have to enter this field, and we're going to also we just want to see this reset, right? So nothing else is going to reset in here. But these numbers are also going to change. So this is going to reset. This is going to, and this number is going to stay the same. So we have to enter all these fields and only have this one reset. Okay, so let's go and steal. Yes, we're going to steal code from the other ones up here. So we're going to go up here and we're going to say, let's additional cost of activity. Let's take this one, or let's say total hours spent on activity. Let's take this one. And let's go here. So let's start seeing what our numbers are going to be, right? So this is going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now we got that, and we're going to drop in the $14.75. So in here, we're going to put 14.75. So total cost is going to be 168. So now let's go steal some more code. Let's see. 14.75. So we're going to need, so we have enter this text, enter total hours spent on activity. So we need this one as well. Actually, I need all these fields, to be honest with you. So take all these fields. We're going to need all of these. And we're going to say, I'm just going to take this whole test, to be honest with you. I need this whole test. And then we're going to just plop in our clear in different spots down there. So let's go all the way down here. And we're going to go here. Let's just drop that right about here. So we have our total hours spent. User annual income. Let me see what I had this value at. All right, so I just named it differently for some weird reason. Okay, let's. Why did I have a different naming convention for that one? All right, so let's just go with year or not. All right. Okay, yeah, that's good. And then this is gonna be here or not that one. We need to define these fields. So input total hours spent on activity, the field for it. Let's find that. Okay, let's copy these as well. I'll copy this to do as well because if we have to, because it's going to be applicable in both spots. Let's jump to our errors and let's go with this right here. Move this up. Put the other bad boys up here. So now we have all this stuff happening, and we get to the pump and settle. So we want to, so the first thing we're going to make sure we pump and settle, and we're going to make sure that all of, we don't need this one anymore. And all right, so let's go with our values that we're adding. So we have so this one is only doing the total. Input additional cost of activity. Total money made from activity. And let's see. So let's just comment out some stuff, right, to see if we're gonna get any failures anywhere. So I'm gonna go all the way up to, so we're putting the total, putting this, putting that. Let me see. So we are putting in total hours spent on activity. And then we want to put in the additional cost. Additional cost. And then money made. We have 14.75 here. We have 1, 5, 2, 5.77. And then we have 20.53. So it should be 1673.68. Okay. And we also have some other expectations. So let's get the expectations for, here goes that one. There goes enter user hours spent on activity. That's not the one that I want. There we go. Let's copy that. There's going to be one more that I need, but one thing I also want to do is to be able to pass parameters into these tests so I can use the same test. So I don't have to write the same test over and over and over and over again. I can send different variations of the test data. And then, so that's something that we're definitely going to look into, because then it's going to make this test a lot more easier to read and a lot shorter if we can have like some type of data source, some type of test data, like maybe a spreadsheet or something. So that's going to be the next thing that we're going to look into, or not the next thing. It's going to be when we start refactoring to make this test a lot more easier and readable. We'll see how we can do that. I know you can do that in Java with test-ng. Not entirely sure yet with Flutter on that point. So we'll find out. We shall find out. Okay. Let's go to. here. So I'm going to say right here, it's going to take this. Going to drop it in here. And that should be 168.44. And activity, get rid of this for now. We got that. Also, get rid of this one. I think it's only those two fields. So it's going to be the activity time cost and the money spent one, right? So next up, so if we were to, so let's move these as well to
lunch break, lunch break.
I'm going to move these under. We're doing a pump and settle up here, so we don't need this pump. Let's go to here. So we have everything putting in here, and this should come out with here. Let's say we write that, and then let's run this to make sure, like, to see what we're getting, because then the next step is going to be clear the activity time cost, validate the hour, minute, second stays the same. Validate the activity time cost resets to 0. Validate the money made / spent changes value, but not to 0. That's going to be so that's the ultimate test that we have to write about this. But let's run it right now, to make sure that we have all of this stuff set up, because if this isn't set up, then none of this is going to work properly. And I probably could have run it a little bit earlier at some point, but just getting the setup done. We've already done these tests before. So if something fails at this point, we'll just have to fix why it failed. But yeah. And we're gonna have to go in here to add a clear button for the icon button as well. Maybe we can just sneak that part in too. Let's see what happens. While it's running, I'm gonna take this key right here, and we're gonna scroll on down. It's kind of small to see. Let's see if we make it bigger this way. I'm gonna scroll on down to the icon button for the activity time cost. So something was a little bit off, but we'll take a look at that. But while we're here, let's go to do test, or we're over here. Second of your time, activity time cost, icon button. So we're just gonna drop this in here, and we're going to say activity Okay, so why did this fail? So bad state, no element. Let's go to where that is. Hmm. Actualized cost. How did you do all of this and then you got to this bad state, no element? But enter all of this. Oh, possible because we scrolled down. So let's move these up then. To let's go here. So we do this, we pump inside, we get this entered, we validate this, and then we get over here, enter the total hours spent, pump and settle, scroll until visible. Pump and settle. I don't know. If it doesn't work, we're just going to wrap it up for today and we will continue next time. And in the meantime, we can start taking some more code from our previous test where we did, uh-oh. Wait, no, that's good. Thought I messed it up for a second there. Okay, so we're gonna take that as well. That's working, I think. Copy this. Hmm. Oh, I messed up. Okay, okay. This one would be okay. So let me drop this over here. And let me comment that out for now. And this is going to be I don't have the all right. Oh, God. Okay. Let's look for so if we drop this one right here, get rid of activity time cost result. So that's not the one that I need then. Need this one. What? I'm confusing myself here. Activity time cost. Key profit loss. Okay. Maybe I made a mistake naming somewhere. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I'm kind of confused myself now. Okay, so I bet so there's some naming convention issue that's happening up there. So this is activity time cost. This is gonna all right. So activity time cost. Let's see, hours. That was weird. I think because they're in two different tests that the naming got messed up, but it is what it is. Let's get rid of this one. So this one is for the cost of activity calculation, and this one is for the like profit spent thing, made spent. So let's run that one. That was confusing. Now this should pass, I believe. Let's see. And while that's running here, we're going to say, we're going to be looking for this key right here. All right, so that fixes it. That test passed. So if we just push a little bit further this morning into getting this cleared, tapping the button, pumping the app. Now we need to validate that the hour, minute, seconds stay the same. So we're going to go to expect through. I'm going to fix this right now. I'm not gonna initiate new variables or those variables. Take that. So this should be exactly as it was before because we're not clearing any data up there. Now the question is, will it still find it? That's the question that I'm wondering. And this field should be, so I go here and I go to validate that this is 0. So if I click on this, it should be 0. And we'll have to add one that this is empty too, but we'll come back to that one. And then this should be 1505. I'll probably add that part because we already did it for the hour one. But so I'll probably just add that one after. But if we can get our calculations correct, we are gonna be high flying. All right, so let's run this one more time before we get out of here. You know, always just gotta do a little bit more. Okay, let's go here. Let's run that. Already gotta change softwares. My main concern is with the scrolling. Because it might not be able to find this over here. But we'll find out. We will find out. Because maybe we can like always scroll back like negative 100 maybe. And then scroll again. Did I? Oh my God. All right. So might as well stop it. That's not going to work. It's not going to clear. I needed to copy. This right here. Activity, time, cost, clear button. I copied this one, total hours spent on activity. So we can just like that. Why, your test data IDs, your keys are going to be very important. So let's run that one more time. And then we're out for good. We are going to be out for good. This is the one for the clear field. So let's validate that the input field is cleared. And it's going to be the input total hours spent. What the heck? Let's see. So, I mean, pretty much got the whole test written. Is there going to be any issues? Let's find out. After this test, we just need to say, all right, if we clear this field, that this stays the same. So we're going to use the same exact test. If we clear this field, all these stay the same. This stays, but this field is going to be cleared out. And then the next test is if we clear this, all of these stay the same. And this is going to be cleared out. So this is going through, this is going through, this is going through. And it failed us at activity time cost 0 expected. Huh. Maybe a pump and settle, maybe. Possibly that. The regular pump up here. But I think this one might need a pump and settle. Well, I'm just gonna do one more and then we are going to wrap it up. Sometimes I get, stuck. Like, oh no, I gotta do it. But you do what you can, all right? Let's just see this one, last one run, and then we're gonna go and wrap it up for today. Like I said, we do have API testing coming up at noon today. We're talking about API testing, getting you ready because tomorrow we're gonna deep dive into API testing. Hopefully, maybe, not sure yet on the new software. We shall see. I think before the pump works for like our first field, but then we started using pump and settle for the rest of the fields because it takes a little bit longer. I still have to get a better understanding of this pump and settle. Not still a little confusing to me. But all right, we're gonna wrap it. We're gonna leave it at that. I'm going to continue to work on it a little bit and see what happens, but it's still not clearing completely. So yeah, we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. Actually, it gets all the way to. Wait a second. It got all the way to here. Actually, hmm, interesting. Well, we'll figure it out. And once I do, I will let you know as always. All right. So, anyways, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Sorry that we started off a little bit later, but tons of technical issues, life. But we're here. We do not miss, even if we start a little bit late. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Pluto, for your amazing insight, for stopping by. Hopefully you have a great day. Thank you as well to you, Darcel, for your support and your insight as well, and everyone else who was watching from the clouds, or if you're watching it on replay, I really, really appreciate you. Hopefully, this Flutter code helps you, give you some insight. Hopefully, the news helps. Hopefully, it wakes you up for the day and helps you have a productive day on this amazing Wednesday hump day. You guys take care. Gonna head out. I will see you guys tomorrow night on our live stream about API testing. But until next time, friends, family, this is Tech Coach Ralph with another morning show, Coffee and Kata. We are out.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.